All right, so I'm back here in Wisconsin in the late November winter, and I just noticed a cow. There's a cow. Might be a little windy. Let me put my hand over the mic area. I think that's the mic area. But I became inspired to do a video about that famous saying, chopping wood, carrying water. I think it's before Enlightenment, chopping wood, carrying water. After Enlightenment, chopping wood, carrying water. And although I wasn't chopping wood, I was stacking wood for my uncle for the winter. He's living off-grid, practically, and he needs wood to heat the home, and he's having me stack wood, and I'm gonna intercut the I just took some shots of doing that to show you, and while I was doing it, I was thinking, oh, this is chopping wood, carrying water, although I wasn't chopping wood, carrying water. And so I just wanted to bring up that, and I realized that I'm pretty much at peace with this, you know? I mean, I don't do this type of work often, that type of manual labor work, and I'm glad that I do work out a little. So I still have some work to do, but I was just thinking how the ego, there could be resentment. I remember as a kid doing chores, there was a lot of resentment, you know, and even in adulthood, you know, doing things that I didn't want to do, you know, even practical things, there was a lot of resentment. So I think Eckhart Tolle talked about this before in one of his satsangs, and he mentioned about how the egoic mind could be waiting in line or doing the whole chopping wood, carrying water, and how so much energy of resentment or frustration or not being present with what is could leads to suffering, right? So, and I was just sort of amazed that I was doing it, and you know, it just became a fun little game of, this is what I'm doing now, this is what I'm supposed to be doing now. And also realizing that if I probably didn't do work on this, I might have been very upset, very frustrated, going, rah, rah, rah. Why am I'm up here for Thanksgiving, and I wasn't, you know, told that I'm supposed to, you know, help out, you know, doing this manual labor, quote unquote, and rah, 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 I don't want to do it, or you do it, and you have a lot of the stories in your mind of resentment and anger whatnot. You're somewhere else in your egoic mind, and you're not present, and you're not doing what the universe is asking you to do. So I just thought that it was just a wonderful lesson, that we all have, and the saying, chop wood carrying water. So there's two aspects to this saying that I think are pretty that I want to talk about. I'm sure there might be other aspects about this saying, but one is the egoic resentment of everyday just practical matters. Now, I'm sure there's people out there who do manual labor and do actually chop wood. We're in do things like that, and they're like, well, I do these things, and it's duty, and we're supposed to do it, and if we don't, we're cold, and I totally understand that. But there could actually be egoic, like, I'm so great, and I'm so great that I do this, and blah blah blah. So you have to constantly be vigilant about how the ego is interpreting everything that you do, and that you're not being present, that there's always story, there's identification with who you are and the things that you do and whatnot. So, and I think the other aspect of it is, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water so before enlightenment is the practical living that everybody does, right? And a lot of the practical living, there's suffering, there's I wish I wasn't here, I wish I was doing something else, why am I doing that, why am I being forced to do this stuff, la 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 la. And it just creates suffering, and it creates separation. Separation. So, it's a nice farm. Here's last time I was here, there were nails in the fields, and the trees were full. You can see the trees are now. So soon this will be covered in snow, right? The change. So, and then after enlightenment, after awakening, you still have to. Here, let me see if the wind. Maybe I hope the noise of the wind there. I'm trying to cup the microphone area of the phone, but after enlightenment or awakening is you're just present. You're doing the same thing. You're chopping water. Chopping water. You're chopping water. Chop, chop. You're chopping wood and carrying water. So you're doing the same activities, but you do it without resistance. You're present with it. Your acceptance. You're accepting of it. And I realize that I'm accepting now, that I'm accepting that, and I realize that, wow, it's the more that I grow, and the more that I surrender, the less resistance there is. So that was just a wonderful realization. And enlightenment, say, after enlightenment. In a way, I don't know. That word is so loaded. I don't know what enlightenment is, quote unquote, or how an enlightened person should be. But the suffering, I will say this, the suffering is less and less. So, yeah, the wind. So it's just peaceful. So, yeah, so I guess I just wanted to, it might be a good idea to just be mindful of things that you are doing. And it's Thanksgiving weekend, and there's a lot of charged things with families, and this family member isn't doing this, and this family member is being this way, and this family member is it is all this judgment and all this suffering. It's sort of ironic, I guess, is if that's the word, that Thanksgiving brings families together. That all what families do is they fight and bicker and judge, and there's actually a lot of suffering. People are critical of others. The whole gamut: judgment, anger, disappointment, blah blah blah, of a time, ostensibly, I think is the right word, where we're supposed to give thanks and have families come together, right, with love, and be thankful, gratitude. And yet, unfortunately, there's a lot of suffering. And I played the game. I played the game. Why is this happening? The turkey's not cooked right. This, I didn't get this, and somebody got too drunk, or maybe I got too drunk. All that, the whole gamut of separation and not being present and not accepting. And it's not like you shouldn't do things. I mean, if I had a bad back, or if I was something medical condition, I wouldn't do it. But in a way, I'm kind of grateful to do a little work, burn some calories. And it's more mundane than anything, but it's weirdly, I'm finding it funny. And I was reflecting. I remember as a teenager, a preteen, doing mowing the lawn or raking the leaves as a kid, and I was just I had so much suffering. And then even in adulthood, jobs, I waited tables for a long time. So much suffering. So, taking orders and get food and, bussing tables and blah, blah, blah. So much suffering. I mean, I'm smiling now, but back when I was in it, it wasn't very... I was not smiling, So before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. So as you awaken, so this is a good thing to sort of monitor, is and it takes a while. It takes time. I mean, I constantly, fell back into being frustrated or upset or angry at doing things that I didn't want to do. But you become aware of it. you aware of that egoic energy in you, that separation energy, that non-peace, and be with it, and slowly that dissolves, and you will be amazed. There will then come times in your life where an activity, or you'll be forced to do something, and it becomes effortless. There's no suffering, and there's no egoic stories or anger, or why should I do this, or I should be doing something better, or I'm better than this, and you're just like, okay, this is what life wants me to do right now, and I'm okay with it, and it comes naturally. You're not forcing that, and you'll just be amazed. I mean, to me, those are the I don't know what the word is, markers, or those are the signs that you are truly growing, evolving your beingness, right? Is when the shit hits the fan, and it's no longer shit, it's just what is, and what is eternal beauty, what is eternal beauty. So I just wanted to share that with you all, and hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving too. Thanksgiving, just be thankful. Have the attitude of gratitude, thankful for your existence. And even if shit is hitting the fan, even if life is, there's suffering, or things aren't, try and find gratitude in it, because you are here for a reason, and there's something that you can offer, and there's beauty and wonder in this world. Yeah. So chop wood, carry water. So just be mindful of that when you're stuck in the stories in the past, in the past resentments, and I certainly have been there many times. And future, like, oh my God, but I should be doing something else. I should be doing something. No, you're here. You are here right now. This is reality. This now moment is truth. So embrace it, and that's where the freedom is. All right, so love you, and thank you for your existence, for sharing this existence with me, and until we meet again next time in this chopping wood, carrying water now moment. Yeah!